Hello everyone, today is the Demon Swordmaster Vocation Showcase 2.0. I've been asked to do it over again since now I got a new microphone and my contrast is fixed. Demon Swordmaster is one of my three main vocations, and I particularly like it. They are capable of using sword, shield, claymore, dagger, sickle/scythe, and their innate is wave. Demon Swordmasters are an attacker, defender vocation, capable of the highest damage of the four heavy armor wearing vocations so far. Most Demon Swordmasters will use sickle or claymore. Claymore gets more raw attack power, while sickle gets more magical might, but also more darkness-based damaging attacks, as well as a better guard. For sickle, they get Blue Moon Guard, which increases parry rate significantly. Hades Scythe, a dark slash that can knock down enemies. Soul Hunt, which deals a critical hit if you knock down the enemy. Calamity Slash, which can paralyze and deal more damage if the foe has bad status effects. Feast of Hades, which recovers HP to allies when dealing damage. You can boost their dark attack damage by 5% or more. Give them more attack. They also get Calamity Break, which weakens an enemy and deals more with bad status effects. And Unleash a Blade of Aura to enemies in a line. Personally, I would probably take the dark attack damage plus 5 and move it down to 190, which should bump it up to 10% or more to get more dark attack damage, since most of your Scythe and innate Demon Swordmaster attacks are darkness based. That's why the popularity of using Scythe. Whereas Claymore, they get the usual Claymore, Greatsword Guard, Dragon Smash, Helicopter, Frostfangs, Cutting Edge. Most of the time you'll be using the innate ability, I'll show that in a minute, that Demon Swordmaster has for their standard attack. Then of course you have the usual Big Banga, Unbridled Blade, Plasma Blade, and Swordwind charge attacks. So, excellent AoE attacks right there. And then, of course, you can lower fire resistance for any of your support party members that happens to use fire-based attacks. And then, of course, Big Banga is a fire-based ability. Wave gives you natural resilience, natural strength, natural MP. What you get out of it is Evil Wave. This is your bread and butter AoE attack that is darkness based, so you'll be spamming this a lot for multi-group enemies. Otherwise though, you'll be using Dark Barrage, which is 5 dark slashes to an enemy, again darkness based. You also get the very useful Disruptive Wave, so if an enemy is enraged, or they have tension up, or they're buffing themselves, you can immediately use this to take that all away. Very, very helpful. They have Dark Gift, which they will receive a portion of the damage that an ally receives, so if you happen to be with a co-partner like a warrior or a paladin or an armamentalist, and you want to help them out, just throw this Dark Gift onto them. Or if you need to make sure that you keep your healer alive, throw this onto them. Dark Matter is a dark area blow that lowers dark resistance, so when you're about to go to town on an enemy, you want to use this first to lower their dark resistance before you start using all your other charge attacks. Wave Release. This is something you want to use at the start of every fight. This greatly increases the rate of your wave gain gauge. Very important. Then you got the usual other abilities here. You can swap this around to maybe 190 to get less damage taken, since you are a heavy armor vocation. You can increase your skill damage around here too. Again, you can customize this. I went with the 3% double action with the Master Orb, and if I was to get certain accessory equipment, I could potentially get up to about maybe 12 to 15% rate of double action, which can be very helpful. Demon Edge 3, which deals 3 strong dark attacks to an enemy, and then Dark Emperor Slash, which deals a dark attack that raises the wave gauge. So if you use this during your wave release mode, which, I'm sorry, Oh, right. It's not listed on here, but you get it by default. It is a action which puts your wave gauge into use as soon as it's maxed out. And during its time, your attacks and your defense sharply increases. And so is your action interval. Dark Emperor Slash will help keep that gauge up, but of course not for very long. And if your weight gauge isn't in use, this will drastically boost it when it's up. You also have access to darkness-based magical attacks, which honestly isn't that good when using a greatsword, but when you're on your scythe, it will do far more damage on a scythe. So if you have need of using long-range magical attacks, there you go. Alright, so let's give this a whirl. All my stuff's equipped. Alrighty then, let's go. Also, a side tip, Demon Swordmasters actually get a little bit more HP than Paladins do, but they get far less resilience. So right at the start, I'm going to use Wave Release. The special's already up. I'm going to try to save it. Because the best thing possible is if you can get your special and your release at the same time. Basically, Dark Veil is what releases your wave gauge to make you much more powerful. Special's about to go off, so I might as well use it now. Now for Dark Veil. If I had a Scythe, I would be changing to it just to use its charge attacks right now. Of course, that's gonna wait until I can get to 115 just by those. Alright. And for the heck of it, I'm going to show off one more fight. Something a bit more chaotic. Hopefully this will do. So, waiver release. Build the meter up. Dark Veil. Dark Matter. Is this probably dead? This ran out, we just build it up again. Waiver release has a long charge time. One of the problems with Demon Swordmaster is, if you die while having your wave released, you're going to lose all of it. There's a way to combat that, but you'd have to sacrifice one of your passives to get up to a 50% chance to not lose it. Honestly, it might be worth it. I might change to it later on. That is Demon Swordmaster. So to summarize, Demon Swordmaster is an attacker / defender vocation, capable of wearing heavy armor, primarily uses Scythe and Greatsword, aka Claymore. They can use Sword and Shield, but to be honest, if you're going to Sword and Shield as a Demon Swordmaster, you might as well be doing it on a Paladin, especially since Paladin actually gets additional bonuses to using Sword. you would only ever switch over to it on Demon Swordmaster if you suddenly need the extra resists that you would usually have on your shield. Also, considering that you really can only get to 200 skill level with 4 skills, I'm not sure if you can really do a 5th skill yet. From what I've seen, you can barely make it to just past 200 skill for a 4th. But if you happen to be able to get to 200 skill points on 5 different skills, sure, go ahead for Sword and Shield. Demon Swordmaster's Sword and Shield may be able to do just as much damage as a Paladin with Sword and Shield can. It's just, Paladin has all those defensive skills to use with Sword and Shield, and again, Paladins get additional parry and crit rate with Sword compared to anybody else. But otherwise, though, Demon Swordmaster is a fantastic tanky DPS vocation that came with 5.0 and is honestly very popular. If you were to choose between Sword and Scythe, I would honestly go with Scythe, but you could also just use both and switch between them to use their charge abilities during combat. I hope you enjoyed the video, and thank you for watching.